get yourself in the situation. This is my day, and nothing out here is going to stop me. And you have the power to do that. You can decide that you're going to change.
Unbelievable start to this fight. Able to a good job. Vicious right hand. And the referee has already stopped the fight. Mamma mia! Matisse, oh, and fires off the right hand. Jose goes down. Mora has stopped the fight. Lucas Matisse has won. Broner, he knocks him down in the sweat with a beautiful right uppercut. Wow!
I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm coming back.
We all know Fury, you just a phony, man. This is just for act. You know where I am, you know what time, you know what place. I ain't scared of nobody. I'll come in your backyard, baby, for that's my man.
Listen, anytime, any place, anywhere, I'll fight you in your backyard. Like a good Klitschko, I'll beat you, you bull, like a little bull.
What if you were in the ring with Floyd Mayweather? What do you think would happen?
If I get the itch to come back, it really won't be for the money, but I'll have to get paid. You know, that's why the nickname is Floyd Money Mayweather.
If you're asking would I like to fight Floyd, I mean, who would not like to dance around the ring for $180 million?
Yeah.
Never compare Conor McGregor to me. That's a total disrespect. I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants.
Let's take out the sports. Let's take out rules. Who wins if we just fight? Me.
This Conor McGregor, this little bitch.
I don't give a fuck about Floyd.
This little bitch Conor McGregor keep getting favors off my name.
Floyd's a bitch. He's petrified. As soon as I touched down in Las Vegas, he retired twice. He retired twice.
Yeah, Conor McGregor, stop blowing smoke up people's ass. You little bitch. If you want to fight, let's make it happen.
Well, fuck Floyd. Trust me. This whole boxing world don't know what they're gonna see when I roll in here.
Conor McGregor, I'm out of retirement now just for Conor McGregor. So let's make this fight happen.
I don't fear no man under no rule set.
Just keep barking.
Fuck Floyd Mayweather.
You keep barking, keep barking, keep barking. I'm gonna see if you're gonna bite.
Conor McGregor has said this afternoon that his UFC career is on hold. He will now turn all of his attention to fight only one man, and that is Floyd Money Mayweather.
The fans wanted to see this fight. It's the most talked about fight on the planet right now, and it will be the biggest fight ever in the history of two people punching each other.
Look me in the eyes, 28 years of age, confident as a motherfucker, long, rangy, dangerous with every hand. I'm gonna stop Floyd. You're all gonna eat your wounds. The whole world is gonna eat their wounds.
When you speak boxing, you're speaking Mayweather.
When I swing that left hook, the human skull cannot take it.
There's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished.
Everything you taught me from day one. I always remember.
Everything working, baby, everything working.
49-0, never been knocked down, never been knocked out. When you envision the fight, do you see stopping him?
My fist is bigger than his head. I don't care what rule set it's under. I'm gonna teach him about true fighting.
You're not on my level. You will never be on my level. Period.
I am boxing. Let's get the fans wild for this and let's go have a proper knock under specific rules to keep you alive. I'm a fucking pimp, fucking guilty Mick, and without me, this whole fucking shit's shit.
Name is Money Mayweather.
What
what better way to kick this thing off with the biggest star in UFC, the biggest star in all of boxing.
This is the biggest fight ever in combat sports history.
This will be the biggest event ever. Everyone talking about this for years to come.
This is the fight that the world will be watching.
When it comes down to boxing, I'm the best at this.
Oh my God!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another show, and we are talking Mayweather McGregor. Man, when I tell you it got heated today on social media between the two, we are only days away from getting this fight. We're in the month of August. I believe this is August the 2nd. So we are what? No more than 24 days away. And we're getting probably the biggest fight in boxing history, the biggest fight with a UFC fighter in history. I mean, it doesn't get no bigger than this. But like I said, the trash talk was there today between these two fighters. And the notorious Conor McGregor, you have to kind of respect what it is that Conor's doing. In a simple way, he's putting, what it is he wants to put out there, because we know he's been sparring Paulie Malignaggi. We know that we're not going to get in full detail of how that sparring session went or how it's going until fight night. Paulie said himself he may go in a little bit more detail when we're live on Showtime pay-per-view and talk about the sparring session between the two. But Conor McGregor has been posting himself in the ring and boxing, some of his sparring sessions, a few photos. And what he did today, or this morning, he posted first. And when he posted first, I'm going to show you all exactly what it is he said. When he posted first, he posted a picture of him in the ring, and God, honest the truth, I don't know what it was Conor was doing. I don't know if he was skipping his way to Floyd. I don't know if he was like hopping his way to Floyd, but whatever it was that Conor was doing, it just looked crazy. And here's what it is that Conor posted. He posted this picture right here on his Instagram. But what it said was, another handy 12 rounds today. We are prepared to destroy Floyd. Pick whatever side gloves you want as well, little man. I fight with 4 ounces. I don't give a fuck about the size of the glove. I am coming, sprinting at you with bricks. Know that. Brittle hands. Now, Conor took a shot at Floyd, and Floyd didn't seem to take that too calm. Now, Floyd Mayweather has been in training camp, and Floyd has been doing the things that are necessary in order for him to get prepared for this fight. Now, within doing that, Conor, on the other hand, has just been trolling and trolling and trolling and trolling and trolling. And and it got to the point now where Floyd had to really respond back to what Conor was saying. And Floyd didn't take it too lightly. And so Floyd, he went straight off and said, hey, let's fight in 8-ounce gloves. Let's fight in 8-ounce gloves. And this is what Floyd Mayweather posted on his IG. This is what Floyd had to say. McGregor, let's fight in 8-ounce gloves. Don't believe what you hear in the media. Don't believe what you hear on blog sites. If it's not coming directly from me, then it's not true. I'm telling McGregor, let's fight in 8-ounce gloves. McGregor can fight in any brand he prefers or chooses. I'll be wearing 8-ounce Grant gloves. Whatever advantage McGregor needs to feel more comfortable in the ring, I'm willing to accommodate. Let's give the boxing and MMA fans what they want to see. There you have it. Straight from the horse's mouth. Floyd Mayweather, he just straight up told us exactly what it is and how he feel about this whole entire trolling session coming from Conor, talking about the gloves. They said it was going to be a 10-ounce gloves, and then it seemed as if Conor had an issue. He had a problem about the 10-ounce gloves. He was saying that, hey, I fight in 4-ounce gloves. It doesn't matter the glove size, right? Now, if you're a boxer, and if you have boxed before, you know there's a significant difference when it comes to the 10 ounces, the 8-ounce gloves. When you boxing, the 8-ounce gloves, you kind of have more knuckle that is prone to be felt in those gloves with less padding. And we seen that when Floyd took on a guy in Chino Maidana, and the padding supposedly, now I'm not saying that the padding, that this is all on Robert Garcia. I'm not saying that at all, because Robert Garcia was pissed when he seen who was it? I want to say it was either Leonard Ellaby or someone in Mayweather's camp. It was someone in Mayweather's camp speaking to Robert Garcia, and Robert was pissed. And this is throughout the time that Mikey Garcia was getting ready to fight Adrian Broner. And Robert seen whoever it was he saw, and they said like, hey, what's up, Robert? Da 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 da. And Robert was like, no, fuck you. Like, you sat right there and told everybody that I took the padding out of Maidana's gloves when that wasn't true. But we knew that it was an issue when Floyd was getting ready to fight Maidana, was the gloves situation. Like, the fight was primarily called off. If you get all access and you go behind the doors and see what actually took place, the day of the weigh-in, when they checked the gloves and everything like that, you had Leonard Ellaby and another, I think it was a Las Vegas person on the Las Vegas committee. They came in, they checked the gloves, and it was like, no, Floyd is not fighting him in those gloves. Chino is not fighting Floyd in these gloves. It's not going to go down like that. So Floyd comes in, Floyd checked the gloves. Floyd sees that the padding has been somewhat removed out of those gloves. And Floyd was like, no, either we fight or we don't fight. And you're gonna fight in these particular gloves. Now, the gloves that was chose, they were like powder blue. I want to say they weren't Grants. They weren't Grants, but I don't know the specific brand right now off the top of my head. But Floyd was going to fight in Grant gloves, and Maidana was going to fight in those particular gloves that he had. But Floyd, him being the EA side, as always, made a change of plans. And it did not happen that way. Floyd pretty much shifted the game to where it was hard for Maidana to get those gloves that he wanted to fight with. So he had to settle for the gloves that he had. And the fact that he had to settle for those gloves, maybe they were saying, you had guys saying, well, it was the glove reasoning on why Floyd, won that fight against Maidana. Maidana wasn't able to be as strong because of the glove situation. And it was just a whole bunch of crap with gloves in particular. Now you're getting the same thing with not with Robert, but with Mayweather and McGregor. You got McGregor trolling, talking about him wanting to, fight in lesser ounce gloves. And you got Floyd saying, hey, at first I was just going to give you the 10 ounces, but you keep running your mouth and talking trash. You can put me in the 8-ounce gloves. You put me in the 8-ounce gloves, and then we'll really see who's going to be doing all the trash talk from there. And when you think about it, does this serve well for a guy in McGregor? Of course he fought in 4-ounce gloves, but usually throughout his fights, when Conor gets hit, we've seen in the Nate Diaz fight, when Conor gets hit, Conor can get cut easily. And a lot of people are not talking about that. But if you're Mayweather and you fight him in 8-ounce gloves, we know Floyd would try to carry Conor into deep waters where he'd never been before. And that's what I see playing out in this fight. Floyd carrying Conor into deep waters to what he'd never seen before in the boxing world. And this is why this fight is so great, because I feel like Floyd is going to come out very victorious and be on top, because Conor has never really truly experienced 12 rounds of championship boxing. He's never did it. Not to this level, not to this magnitude. Of course, you had sparring sessions with Paulie Malignaggi, which those sparring sessions, if any of you know Joe Cortez is a referee. He ref the whole sparring sessions between Paulie Malignaggi and Conor McGregor. And he was saying himself, now this is straight out of Joe Cortez's mouth. He was saying that those sparring sessions were very heated, and Conor was holding his own against Paulie. And now I'm going to just be honest. Paulie didn't come into this camp against Conor McGregor in shape. If any of you know Paulie was retired from the game for a minute now. And Paulie went to go and help Conor McGregor, but Paulie was not in shape. He was not in any gym. And the fact that Paulie was holding his own with McGregor, him being out of shape, just imagine a guy that's in world-class shape 24/7 in Floyd Mayweather and what it is that he's going to do to Conor McGregor. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. But like Mayweather said, I'll be wearing 8-ounce Grant gloves. Whatever advantage McGregor needs to feel more comfortable in the ring, I will accommodate. Let's give the boxing and MMA fans what they want to see. Can you not help but be appreciative of Floyd just being real? And a lot of people say, oh, well, Floyd is always trolling. He's always lying. He's always saying things in particular that he really don't mean, that he really don't say. I really don't believe that. I really believe that these words right here that came out of Mayweather's mouth is set to be true. It's set to be true. And like he said, don't believe what you hear in the media. Don't believe what you hear on blog sites. If it's not coming directly from me, then it's not true. And honestly, I believe that it's not true. Now, there is something in particular, some things in particular that Mayweather was talking about throughout, this training camp, was the fact that he's 40 and he know he's 40. And one thing about him is that he know he's not the same same Mayweather that he once was. And the fact that he's not the same Mayweather that he once was, it pretty much changes the whole landscape of this fight in particular. And the fact that this whole landscape is changed and then made this whole fight big and basically put on the scale of what it is right now, man, I'm really looking forward to it. And there's something else, in news in reference to this fight. If you are from America, you have to kind of feel screwed because the UK is getting this for $19.99. They're getting this fight for $19.99 versus the United States having to pay $100. Is that not crazy? You paying $100 for a pay-per-view that's really going for $19.99 in the UK. America has gotten screwed. And that's news. But they're saying like it's almost as if it's a civil war that's going on right now in the UK. They're saying that it's almost like a civil war. So when you talk about, prices of certain fights and things of that nature, they're basing it based upon things that are taking place and going on right now in the UK. Now, do I know personally of what's going on right now? I absolutely don't, because, I'm not going to say I don't follow the UK in particular, but it's some issues in the UK that I really, don't pay attention to. But moving right along to Mr. Adrian Broner, the guy who took a L on this past weekend, he left me heartbroken. Broner left me heartbroken, and reason being is because I covered the whole entire fight. I did a film review on Adrian Broner, film review on Mikey Garcia. We went into detail with Adrian Broner, and we also went into detail with Mikey Garcia. I mean, we did this for both fighters. And I also showcased the About Billions episode on Jeremy Sports Network. Now, one thing about this is I'm looking for Adrian Broner to be different, right? We all looking for Adrian Broner to be different. AB saying that, he's a different fighter. He's not the same anymore. He's all about boxing. He's not about the About Billions. He's still getting back to the old AB, right? I mean, he sold it. He sold that to us. And the fact that he sold that to us had all the fans of Broner, who were big fans of Broner, feel like, okay, Broner is really serious. He's about business, and he's going to take it to the next level. And we seen in that fight against Mikey Garcia that it did not happen. Now, Broner today took to social media, and I think he's in his feelings because he took that L, and he knows the heat that's coming on him right now. Broner took to social media, and he posted something very interesting. And he was talking about himself becoming world champion still. But this is what Broner had to say. He said, 28 years old, and I'm a 4-time world champion in 4 weight classes. Never been stopped. Always fight until the last sounding bell. I'm a warrior, and I promise I will be champion again. I'm already a legend, but I got plenty of fight left in the tank. Now, this is just something to look at. And he shows himself, and it's kind of like a pitch stitch, right? And in this pitch stitch, he got, Julio Cesar Chavez. He got Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Ray Leonard. And he posted, everybody's record. And this, you can find this in particular, like on boxrec.com, where you can find the scores and everything like that. But in particular, this is what he shows. He shows himself who's 33-3, with no knockouts. Well, he has 24 KOs, but he hasn't been knocked out at all. And then he showed, Sugar Ray Leonard, 36-3 with 1 draw. And he showed Julio Cesar Chavez with 107 victories, with 6 defeats and 2 draws. He shows Ray Robinson with 173 victories, with 19 losses and 6 draws. And he shows the great Muhammad Ali with 56 wins, 5 losses, 0 draws. And he shows, perhaps to me, one of my favorite fighters in Mr. Roy Jones Jr. himself with 65 wins and 9 losses. Now, him showing this put it all in detail of how he feels. And some people say, AB's in his feelings. AB's feeling some type of way. And not only is he feeling some type of way, but he could possibly be falling into a mold to where things may not, start working out for him any longer. The road is not as easy to a championship as it once was. Because if you look at the welterweight division, the Keith Thurmans of the world, the Errol Spence of the world, the Terrence Crawfords of the world, who's moving up to 147. But he was talking about entertaining Mikey Garcia. We'll get into that a little bit shortly. But the welterweight division is stacked. And you let a guy who's a natural 135 pounder come up and meet you at 140 and put on a boxing clinic against you in that ring on this past Saturday, don't they gotta make him feel some type of way? If you're Adrian Broner, do you not feel some type of way knowing that you gave up a fight like this? Like, you put yourself in a position to lose a fight. Now, in reference to what it is that AB was talking about in particular, about him being a legend already. Absolutely, he's a legend already. I mean, he's a 4-time world champion, 4 different weight classes, the youngest to do it, and he's 28 years old. He's still young in the game. And although he's been in the game for a while, but AB is still young in the game. And the fact that he's still young in the game, I mean, it still puts AB in a position to where he really could be champion again. But the thing is, against who? Who are you going to fight? I mean, who is going to give Adrian Broner the fight that he's looking for at the rate that he's looking for? Because as of right now, I don't see any names that's on Adrian Broner's radar right now. Right now, all the hype is going to either Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, those guys in the welterweight division. And then if you go down a weight class to the 140, you got Terrence Crawford. That's right there, who's getting ready to fight Julius Ndangu on August the 19th for a unification bout. Maybe perhaps we could get a Broner in a unification bout match with Terrence Crawford. It'd be good for the sport, because we know AB could make 140. But in a match of that magnitude, I believe Mikey Garcia could get a shot against Terrence Crawford at 140 pounds after Terrence Crawford defeats Julius Ndangu on August the 19th. And it'll be Crawford defending all the titles, all the sanctioned and body titles against Mikey Garcia. And that has to be a pay-per-view fight. Showtime has to put that on pay-per-view. Even though, well, it'll probably be HBO, because Terrence Crawford is an HBO fighter, but he's fighting on ESPN. He's fighting on ESPN. So we don't know how that will play out. But in reference to that, not only are those two names being thrown out there, but then you also have a guy in Lomachenko who's talking about Mikey Garcia. He disrespected Mikey Garcia, talking about how Mikey almost put him to sleep. The fight was boring. He didn't see anything special from Garcia. You know, you got Lomachenko out there talking a lot of trash. And he gets ready to fight this Saturday against Miguel Margariata. And we saw footage of both of these fighters. You could go and follow German Sports Network and look under videos, and you'll see our film study on Lomachenko and also our film study on Miguel Margariata, the first 5 rounds in his fight with Oscar Valdez. That is posted. And Lomachenko's getting ready to have that fight. So it's very interesting right now in the boxing world and things that are working out in boxing. But if you Adrian Broner, you keep your head. You continue to do what it is you've been doing. Continue to build your promotional company, your team, and keep your focus strictly on boxing. Yes, you took an L, but that does not mean that's where you're going to end up and last. And I appreciate Adrian Broner, honestly, because that was some of the talk today. Is AB in his feelings? You know, is he sad about what happened and what took place? But if you ask me, I think not. I think Adrian Broner puts himself in position to where he knows what he can do in order to be successful. And just let his hands go. Broner, you have to fight. And I'm not going to sit here and spend all night, you know, talking about the things it is that Broner needs to do, because we've done that already. But if we're moving right along, back to the two guys at hand, Mr. Mayweather and Mr. McGregor, before we end this show. Now, if it's anything that's interesting about this, and we're going to see episode 2 of All Access behind Mayweather McGregor. We seen episode 1. Episode 1, if you have not seen it, I'll probably show it on Jeremy Sports Network and get you guys caught up to date. Probably on Friday, I'll show episode 1 on Jeremy Sports Network, and then I'll show episode 2 after it airs live on Showtime. If you have Showtime, you'll be able to catch it on Showtime. If not, you could be able to catch it here again on Jeremy Sports Network. But in episode 2, we're going to see Floyd training. We're going to see McGregor training. Are we going to see McGregor in the sparring sessions with Paulie Malignaggi? I doubt it. I just doubt that there's going to be any footage of McGregor, any sparring sessions with McGregor. It's not going to be put out there because of the fact of they holding everything to damn near like a closed practice. And the only things that they're putting out is what they want to put out. The pictures and things of that nature that Conor's been posting. You know, that's it. That's all we're going to get. We're not going to get anything else outside of what Conor wants us to see. And just like he said, on fight night, this boxing world don't know what we're going to get. And that's very interesting. How Conor's going to fight, I don't know. But what I do know is tomorrow, if you're watching Jeremy Sports Network, I will be interviewing Mr. Steve 2 Pound Forbes. Right now, he is retired from the game, but he's doing something big. I'm going to let him talk about it on tomorrow. And also, I'm going to ask him about Mayweather versus McGregor because he's training MMA fighters as well. So I would love to get his insight and his intellect because he's a former boxer himself. How did he see this fight panning out? But he also has some big news he's going to share with us and the world on what it is that he's doing and what he's trying to build. It's going to be very interesting. So if you are tuning in tomorrow to Jeremy Sports Network, look out for that interview with Steve Forbes. And I hope you guys have a great night. But again, Mayweather McGregor trolling session is still going as the fight get closer. They're talking about gloves. Floyd saying, let's fight in 8-ounce gloves. You got Conor saying, hey, I'll fight in 4-ounce gloves. It doesn't matter. Hey, this fight is going to get better and better and better. So look in the upcoming weeks for things to turn up. The heat is going to turn up, and it's going to get very, very interesting on the things that are going to come out in reference to this fight alone. So this is Jeremy Sports Network bringing you another show. We will be live again on tomorrow discussing perhaps the World Boxing Series, Super Series. The World Boxing Super Series that a lot of people don't know about if you have not been following boxing. We have some big fights on hand. And some of those fights are being in the process of being finalized. You have some fights that are finalized. And it's really going to get really, really good. And we're also going to be talking about Deontay Wilder getting ready to make his way back to the ring against perhaps maybe a Luis Ortiz. We don't know, but we will see. This is Jeremy Sports Network. I'm signing out. You guys have a wonderful night and see you on tomorrow. Peace.